it's Halloween, so in honor of the holiday, I guess, we'll be taking a look at Luigi's Mansion, starring Luigi and his mansion. Luigi's Mansion was a launch title released back in 2001 for the Nintendo Gamecube. Mario fans panned the game because it wasn't a typical Mario game. Though it seemed like replacing Mario with Luigi in the various locations with a single mansion was a risky move, Nintendo ended up making a great tech demo for the Gamecube. So the basic story here is that Luigi won a mansion from a contest he didn't enter. Everyone goes to check the place out and it's pretty spooky. Luigi shows up later, but instead of meeting up with Mario, he meets Professor Egad, who tells him that Mario's been taken by ghosts that escaped from the paintings in his gallery. He gives Luigi the Poltergust 3000, which is basically a ghost vacuum, and tells him to not only find Mario, but to capture the escaped portrait ghosts. Then while doing this, Luigi ruins everything and lets all the boos escape. Even King Boo is there! And yeah, that's basically it. The story here is pretty short, but it's more than any main series game gets. But with that out of the way, let's take a look at the 2 reasons why Luigi's Mansion does a great job showcasing the GameCube's potential. Number 1. The controller. In order to catch ghosts, you have to first startle them with your flashlight, then hold R to suck them up. Pulling back on the analog stick will force the ghost towards your vacuum, while the C stick changes Luigi's direction. With the 2 working together in unison, and the GameCube controller's built-in rumble feature, a connection between the player and the game is created that is stronger than anything I can think of on the N64 or PlayStation. Number 2. The atmosphere. Something as odd as a Mario horror spin-off would have had to have been done with a lot of care, otherwise it would have come off as just weird. Luckily, the atmosphere in the game is great. Choosing a haunted house as a setting shows how the GameCube could do both cartoonish and more realistic looking games. The ghosts are cartoony enough to not feel out of place in the Mario world, but the mansion is creepy enough that the game is spooky, I guess. And the music, it's really good, if not a bit repetitive. The soundtrack ranges from dark orchestral pieces to really funky themes, and it really adds to the overall experience to have Luigi's worrisome humming as the melody to the main theme. Things like that add charm to a game. But Luigi's Mansion is more than just a good tech demo. The game added much needed character to the Mario cast. Luigi is shown to be cowardly and really grew into more than just Green Mario. And we meet Professor Egad, the wacky scientist of the Mario world. I'm not really sure what genre this game would fall under. Action, puzzle, mansion crawler? That's a genre, right? In the game, you go from room to room catching the portrait ghosts, and after doing so, you get a key that unlocks another room. In an effort to keep the game from getting repetitive, every portrait ghost has to be caught in a different way. The portrait ghosts take a little more effort to catch than the normal ones. It's never really hard, but it is satisfying to find out how you're supposed to capture each ghost. However, the game definitely has its problems. For starters, Luigi's just going a bit too fast. Just look at how speedy he is. I mean, who am I to judge? This clearly is the walk of someone who is very concerned about finding his brother. After a while, the game does start to feel repetitive. It's best to play the game in short bursts, but even if you choose not to, the game only takes about 5 hours to play through. But by the time the game was actually over, I was completely fine with how long it was. Maybe the gameplay got stale and that actually means the game is bad? Probably not. But the question still remains, does Luigi's Mansion hold up today? I think so. I can't think of another spooky game as polished and fun with this much personality. And visually the game still does look nice. It's the kind of game that you might play the opening to every now and then. And hey, if you're interested in the game, it sold over 2.18 million copies, so it's not that hard to come by. It also has a sequel on the 3DS, but that's a story for a different time. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed my video, then click the like button and subscribe. Also, if you want to watch my other videos, they're not that great, but they exist. And if you want to ask me a question or just want to know what I'm up to, you should follow me on Twitter. I'm on it a lot.